Richie Ruckus beat.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Richie Ruckus. We are back here today. It is Saturday, July 13th. This video is actually being filmed and going to subsequently be uploaded a lot later than I'm traditionally used to on Saturdays. And it's for a few reasons. If you guys are familiar with my channel, if you're familiar with my work, you realize that I have a 9-to-5 job. Which is really not 9 to 5, it's more like 5:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Friday. So when I do a weekday video, my videos tend to be more geared toward the nighttime. By the time I get home from work, film, edit, upload, it's usually around 9, 10 o'clock at night. During the weekends, I typically get my videos up earlier in the day. Today is a little bit different, mainly for one big reason. Last night, me and my brother, we went to AC. Nay had like a little girls' night, cactus, taco themed party here at the house last night. So me and my brother drove down to AC. Again, if you're familiar with this channel, I spend a lot of time in Atlantic City. It's kind of, you know, the one vice that I have aside from spending a lot of money on sneakers. I also love to spend a lot of money at the casinos. That being said, me and my brother went down last night and your boy cleaned up at the roulette table. So much, in fact, that the pair of sneakers we're going to dive into today were pretty much paid for by the Tropicana in Atlantic City. So shout out to the Tropicana for hooking your boy up at the roulette table and let me take you guys. You know, it was a modest score, nothing crazy, but I was able to secure my pair of sneakers today with no money essentially out of pocket because it came from the winnings from yesterday. That being said, the second reason that this video is going up late, there was a ton of drinking on my part yesterday, so I was extremely hungover this morning, still in the throes of the hangover right now. So I got to the store a little bit late to pick up my pair. Luckily, they were a first come, first serve, and we're still sitting on shelves when I got there. But I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. You know why you're here. You know the drill. Let's get a glimpse of these Warlocks. We have the Air Max 1 Sketch to Shelf in the white and university red colorway. It has been 3 straight videos, 3 straight bangers of Air Max 1 reviews by me. And I feel like I keep saying the same things. And I feel like, you know, now that it's 3 videos in a row of an Air Max 1, it's almost like these videos are scripted. Do your intro, talk about how much you love the Air Max 1, and then go into the review. But it's true, and if you've been rocking with me, if you've watched a few videos of mine, if you've seen an Air Max 1 video of mine, you know that the Air Max 1 is a top 3 sneaker silhouette of all time, in my humblest of opinions. Air Max 1, Jordan 3, top 3. And I've discussed this a lot on this channel. It has always been harder for me to decipher or to rank them 3 in the order of, you know, favorite to third. From 1 to 3, you know, gold, silver, bronze, to rank them 3. And I think, if anything, after doing 3 straight Air Max 1 reviews, I've come to the conclusion that I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite of the 3, because again, it's like picking your favorite kid, and I can't do that. But I think if I was to ever get a sneaker collab, or if I was ever to design my own sneaker, that it would be in the vein of the Air Max 1. It is just a sneaker to me that I feel like, you know, although Jordan 1s and Jordan 3s are true testaments of time, the Air Max 1 is timeless. I feel like 50, 60, 70, 80 years from now, the Air Max 1 will be looked at. If you've seen someone walking, you know, if you've seen someone flying down the street in the year 2050, because let's just be honest, by 2050, we're going to be flying. But if you've seen someone just, you know, chilling, flying down the block in this sneaker, you would be like, burp. Necks would be broken. You and your dog would be midair, you know, just flying through the air, pause, and check out the sneaker. And I'm not saying the Jordan 1 and Jordan 3 aren't in that same ilk. I just feel like you see now that, you know, the younger generation who didn't get to see Michael Jordan play basketball, they don't have the same connection, the same, you know, desired thirst that needs to be quenched by a Jordan 1 that us guys who've seen him play do. And you know, I was at the latter part of Jordan's career. I'm not some, you know, serious old head here. But what I'm saying is that, you know, the Jordan model as a whole just gets, you know, I feel like becomes more and more dated with today's youth and more dated with the newer sneakerheads. Whereas, you know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that wasn't the case. And yeah, you know, some of this could be attributed to Kanye. Some of this could be attributed to Adidas's rise to popularity, even though Adidas has always been a dope sneaker company. I feel like the Air Max 1, out of the three of them, if I had to pick to stand the test of time, it would be the Air Max 1. And like I said, I feel like if I ever got a sneaker collab, or if I ever designed my own sneaker, like, I'm going to have to get back on the Nike by You, formerly Nike ID, and do some mock-ups of Air Max 1s. Because I feel like, without a shadow of a doubt, you know, this sneaker would be, you know, something that would embody me as a designer if I was to create a sneaker. I just feel like as an old school runner, you just can't go wrong. And the Air Max 1, to me, is the #1 old school runner of all time. A brief history of the sneaker. In 1987, the Air Max 1 was released. It was the first Nike to have this exposed air unit right here. Tinker Hatfield famously designed this sneaker. Is going on to famously design a ton of Michael Jordan Air Jordan sneakers as well. He is pretty much the creative genius behind everything Nike. But this sneaker is supposed to represent and is supposed to be a exact replica of the sketch that he made when he was initially designing this sneaker. So you see throughout the upper, it has notes and annotations of design work. You see that the color blocking is scribbled in, almost if this was an all-white sneaker, and then he scribbled in where he wanted the red, where the gray was. As you can see, the scribble marks, they're not completely filled in as the traditional white and university red Air Max 1. The branding on the tongue as if it was handwritten. Tinker Hatfield branding on the back. Even the Nike branding on the insole as if it was handwritten. And then this is one of my favorite parts. You got that translucent bottom and the sketching underneath to represent the sole. I just think Nike did a great job with this. And I feel like, you know, again, thank God for the whole Tinker, Justin Timberlake, Jordan 3 and everything, you know, with that, because I feel like these Tinker Hatfield, you know, renditions and the Tinker Hatfield editions of sneakers, some of them are hits and some of them are misses, and I feel like the Timberlake 3 and the Tinker 3 is kind of like, you know, what really started pushing this out into the mainstream of doing like a Tinker Hatfield rendition of a sneaker. But I feel like this was probably the best executed one. And I'm not saying that because this is one that I own, and I'm not saying that because it's an Air Max 1. I just think conceptually the whole sneaker is dope. How it even, you see the markings of this is where the air unit was going to be. Even here it says big window right above the air unit. Just everything about this was very dope. And like I said, the Air Max 1 is just a timeless sneaker that, you know, again, it brings me back to my youth. You know, my uncle, who was one of the big influences in my life on the sneaker side and like why I got into sneakers in the first place. And the Air Max 1 is just a sneaker that just brings me back to my childhood and is just something that is always, you know, sentimentally attached to me. And I just feel like, you know, it's just a sneaker that they can make a million different copies of an Air Max 1, especially in the OG colorway, a million different versions, and I'm always going to buy them, and I'm always going to rock them. A little fun fact that you may not know about me, I am like weird with wearing slides. I'll wear them around the house, I'll wear them with socks. I'm not a big flip-flop guy, and when I go to the beach, I wear sneakers. I'll have an image go up, because just recently I was at the beach, and I have a pair of Air Max 1s on. In the white and university red colorway OGs. I'm always going to love the sneaker, and it's always going to be just, you know, in my DNA and just entrenched in every fiber of my being. Everything about the sneaker, I think it was perfectly executed, and it's flawless. It's got the synthetic felt, it's got nylon, it's just everything about the sneaker, they execute it very, very well, and it's just super dope. And the one thing, if I ever have to find a flaw in an Air Max 1, and luckily 3 pairs in a row, they don't have them. The tongue, I just always felt was like super, super thick on the Air Max 1. I have the inside outs on right now, and it's kind of got like that thin, like off-whitish type tongue with the outer stitching, and then the foam exposed on the perimeter of the tongue. And even these have a very, very thin tongue, compared to most Air Max models. I feel like when you tie an Air Max, if you tie it too tight, the tongue gets all like bunched up and looks like a pillow. And then I feel like if you wear them too loose, sometimes the tongue just doesn't sit right with me. But I feel like, that was the one thing I thought was cool, that it has a thinner tongue. You got an Air Max 1, and then you have like a Tinker rendition of a sneaker he created back in 1987. It's just bodied. I just think the Air Max 1, maybe it's just the sentimental, me thinking back on childhood and everything, speaking right now, but I'm really starting to think that if I had to rank them, Air Max 1 is definitely in the running for number 1 right now out of the top 3. They're the favorite to bring home the gold in the Summer Sneaker Olympics of 2019. So we're going to go bang at this on foot. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know I'm going to crawl up in a ball and get right back into bed in the air conditioner. Because on top of this hangover, it's like 90 million degrees out right now. It is so, so hot out. So I'm going to curl up in the air conditioner, probably crush a whole pizza to the head, and just chill and relax and, watch some Law and Order. Quick things, I know I'm going to get these in the comments if I don't answer. Always go true to size in an Air Max 1. If you can't go true to size, go a half size up. Never, ever, 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 ever size down. The forefront of the foot in the toe box area gets very narrow opposed to the rest of the width of the sneaker. So if you have a fat foot like myself, do not size down because you are going to cram your toes in here and it's going to be an uncomfortable ride. So one last look. We're going to go bang out this on foot. That's it, guys. Time for the on foot. I'll be back next week with some more videos. But until then, I'm Richie Ruckus. Peace!
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed.
Richie Ruckus